Well, microchips could be coming to your place of employment.
State lawmakers are now working to stop the move before businesses have their say. Brody Carter joins us live now, and more on the freedoms you could lose if the bill doesn't pass. Brody.
Shalom. Let's give all honor, glory, and praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakakodash. Let's get double honors to our apostles and elders, a great millstone. Salutations to our sincere brothers pushing his word out across the four corners of the earth. This is an article from Fox17online.com. And the title says, Microchips in the Workplace. State lawmakers fight to protect the people. And this was published on July the 20th, 2020. New bill to protect employees from forced microchipping policies. Grand Rapids, Michigan, microchips in the workplace could be commonplace in the not so distant future. Michigan lawmakers are now working to protect employees before business implement the process as a mandatory part of employment. So through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Yahushai, starting with the apostles and elders, great millstone, it's always been on their spirits to push out the microchip, which is the mark of the beast in the scriptures. They always forewarn the people about what's about to occur in these last days. So while they was prophesying this major prophecy, they were receiving a lot of mockery, a lot of scoffing, a lot of flack, because what we were saying is according to scriptures. And the ones of our people that made mockery of that, a lot of them are being quiet now, and they're seeing the truth of the scriptures. Some of them are paid off by Esau. But at the end of the day, we see the scriptures are fulfilling themselves. And it leads me to Isaiah 46:10, declaring the end from the beginning and from ancient times the things that are not yet done, hence in the prophecies. And one of the major end-time prophecies is this microchip, which is the mark of the beast of the scriptures, being mandated throughout the world, saying, my counsel should stand and I will do all my pleasure. Meaning that the words of Yahweh, Yahushai, via the scriptures, the prophecies, will come to pass no matter what. It says that the Most High is not a man that he should lie. So all the words that's mentioned in the scriptures, especially the prophecies, will come to pass. And now we are living in those times where this microchip is about to be mandated. So this word declare goes into to reveal or to manifest. What group of people on this earth today that Yahweh, Yahushai are revealing or manifesting or declaring his secrets to? And that leads me to Luke 1 verse 70. As he spake by the mouth of his holy prophets, which have been since the world began. So as I always say, Yahweh, Yahushai are bosses. They're not going to come down here and talk to the people for themselves. They are going to send their ambassadors to speak for them. And one of the main things that those ambassadors or prophets are telling the people that the microchip is going to be mandated very soon. Those are time frames that we are living in. So as a prophet or a seer, we're supposed to forewarn our people not to take this microchip. If you do, it's a consequence for it. And this is Jeremiah 29 verse 19. Because they have not hearkened to my words, said the Lord power, which I sent unto them by my servants, the prophets. And that's talking about 2/3 of the nation of Israel. Because believe it or not, you still have a lot of our people that are still scoffing, making mockery of the word, making mockery of the prophecies. And one of the main prophecies that we push out through the spirit, that this microchip or RFID chip will be mandated, will be declared on this planet Earth. That the elites of the Edomite nation, who are the so-called Caucasian race today, are going to force that on the people. But majority of our people are going to be in that sense of making mockery. They're not going to hearken to the words. So that's going to be their downfall. Said the Lord power, which I sent unto them, my servants, the prophets, rising up early and sending them. So right now, this is considered the cool of the day before Jacob's trouble. Because we are now at those times where we're about to get ready to face Jacob's trouble, where this so-called white man is going to come down on our people. The scriptures say that he's going to be like a flood. And that's going to be the Most High's anger on their left-hand side that he's going to bestow upon these Edomites, beginning with the elites. And they're going to come down on Jacob, the Israelites, who are you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Hispanics, and Native Americans today. And that's what we out there for, warning our people the times that we are in. So rising up early and sending them, but ye would not hear, said the Lord. So that's a curse to majority of our people because they don't have those spiritual ears that they can hear. They don't have those spiritual eyes that they can see. And they cannot see the prophecies of Yahweh Shai, no matter how easily we try to break it down to them. It's a spiritual blockage. It's an angel blocking them from receiving those parables, from them receiving those dark sayings, from them receiving those mysteries and the prophecies of Yahweh Shai. So at the end of the day, we did our job because the word was out there for them to hear. But we know that every one of our people cannot understand this word. So as it says that they have no cloak for their sins because they saw us out there. They saw the videos out there on all major social media platforms. So it's no excuses when Yahweh shall bring that wrath back on this earth. Okay, back to the article. House Bill 5672 was drafted to protect citizens from science fiction, says State Representative Brunner Kell, representing Michigan's 57th District. Kell says Michiganders could lose bit freedoms if the bill does not pass. And that leads me to 2 Esdras 15:17. A man should desire to go into a city and should not be able, because those going to be those martial law checkpoints. When these elites of the Edomite nation bring that drummer, which is Jacob's trouble, they're going to have everything blocked off and sectioned off. And you're going to have checkpoints everywhere in the cities. So it's a main device in order for you to go across these different cities and function, in order for you to maneuver. And that leads me to the main scripture that we always bring out through the Spirit. And this is Revelation, the 13th chapter and the 16th verse. And he calls it all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. And that all goes into pas, meaning every individual. That's the type of prophecy that we are facing here. This microchip is going to be mandated or implemented or authorized by these elites to be decreed across the four corners of the earth. They're going to want everybody to receive their mark. That's going to be their way of saying that we own your people, Yahweh. And the ones of our people do take that, the consequences is read in Revelation, the 14th chapter. So and he calls it all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. And the word mark goes into the Greek word karabma, and it means an imprinted mark, a stamp. Verse 17, and that no man might buy or sell save he that had the marks. So you cannot be able to maneuver around a particular city because it's going to be cut off. It's going to be sectioned off. It's going to be martial law checkpoints. Only if you have that device, and that's that microchip. They will scan you, then you'll be able to maneuver in that city. Then you can be able to buy, sell, do all types of businesses. So-called have freedom because you have received that mark in your right hand or your forehead. And that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. So if you do not take this microchip, that's how you will be able to lose bit freedoms in this society. You will not be able to maneuver in a particular city because you will be considered an outcast in this society. But if the ones of our people do take that microchip, you are totally controlled by the elites of Esau, this government, and they have the option to turn on or off that microchip whenever they feel ready to do so. So that's why we forewarn our people heavily through the Spirit, do not take that microchip, because that's the way of you saying the hell with Yahweh Shai, I'm going with the ways of Esau. Esau now is my power. So with any type of device or mechanism, Esau always pushes it out there in his commercials by making it seem like it's cool. They will get their puns, their different celebrities, all these different entertainers, having them push this microchip. That's what it's going to come down to. And they're going to be the main ones marketing this microchip to our people, really to the masses, because a lot of our people and these masses look up to these different celebrities and different entertainers. But at the end of the day, the scriptures tell us plainly, never trust thy enemy. So don't fall for Esau's devices or his different snares. And that's definitely going to be one of his snares he's going to use against our people. So back to the article, it says it's a very simple, basic, and straightforward bill that prohibits employers from forcing an employee to be chipped or microchipped, as it would be called, as a condition of employment. Representative Kell said, RFID chips are nothing new. We microchip our pets to identify them if they are lost or stolen. Representative Kell says as people become the test subjects, passing legislation to protect them from forced or mandatory chipping as a condition of employment is imperative, meaning that it's mandatory. It's going to be authorized. So these different representatives that are trying to fight against this bill by not having this microchip being mandated, you cannot stop prophecy. Because at the end of the day, it's still going to fulfill itself. And this is 2 Corinthians, the 13th chapter, and the 8th verse. For we can do nothing against the truth, but for the truth. So these different state lawmakers, you can do all you want, but at the end of the day, you cannot stop biblical prophecy coming to pass. And this is one of the major prophecies that we are waiting for through the Spirit, for this microchip to be mandated throughout the world. So you can do all the prohibiting, try to make this into a law by employees not receiving a microchip. It's still going to come to pass at the end of the day, because this is the mindset of Yahweh Yahushua to put upon these elites to go ahead and mandate this microchip for the whole world. They had to introduce this before Yahushua's return, or the movie would not end right. So in order for this movie to play out right, the implementation of RFID chip has to be mandated. So as we just read 2 Corinthians, the 13th chapter and the 8th verse, how it says that we cannot do anything against the truth before the truth. And that's one of Yahushua's many titles, the truth. And it leads me to John 14:6. Yahushua said unto him, speaking to Thomas, I am the way, the truth, and the life. No man coming unto the Father but by me. So Yahushua is the truth by the word. And that's one of his many titles in the scriptures, the word. So everything that's mentioned in the word is going to come to pass. As it is written, that he coming in the volume of the book. It is written of him. It's written of Yahushua. And that leads me to Revelation, the 19th chapter and the 9th verse. And he said unto me, Write, blessed are they which are called unto the marriage supper of the Lamb. And this is going to the elect of the nation Israel, those joint heirs. And he said unto me, These are the true sayings of Yahweh Yahushua. So the prophecies are the true sayings of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. His counsel, Yahushua's testimony. As it says in Isaiah, the 34th chapter and the 16th verse, Seek ye out of the book of the Lord and read. No one of these shall fail. What's not going to fail? The prophecies, the true sayings. And this is Revelation, the 19th chapter and the 10th verse. And I fell at his feet to worship him. And this is John Revelator talking to an angel. And he said unto me, See thou do it not. I am thy fellow servant and of thy brethren that have the testimony of Yahushua. Worship Yahweh, for the testimony of Yahushua is the spirit of prophecy. So John the Revelator, through the spirit of Yahweh Yahushua, he had this beautiful but deep vision about people receiving this microchip. And this vision is coming right into fruition. So this has to be implemented before Yahushua returns back. So that concludes the lesson. As it says, microchips in the workplace, state lawmakers fight to protect the people. So these are time frames where we are in now. We are seeing the visions of John the Revelator when he was on the island of Patmos, when he was having these deep visions about people receiving the microchip. Here he is 2,000 plus years later, and we're seeing this coming to pass right before our own eyes. And as it says in Isaiah, the 42nd chapter, new things do I declare, before they spring forth, I'll tell you of them. So we know through the spirit of Yahweh Yahushua, this prophecy right here by the microchip being mandated on this earth has to be fulfilled before Yahushua's great debut. So with that, I hope you all was edified. Shalom.
Well, House Bill 5672 was drafted to protect citizens from science fiction. That's at least what one Michigan state representative says as she's starting this conversation on microchips in the workplace.
RFID microchips are nothing new. We chip our pets to identify them if they're lost or stolen. This small chip, only the size of a grain of rice, embedded underneath the skin. But as State Representative Brana Kali understands it, people are becoming the test subjects. Before COVID-19, chipping parties were the hottest story in the news. Companies in Europe and the US inserting microchips into employees to open doors, store information, even buy snacks from vending machines.
But in Michigan, there are no laws to protect workers from being forced to take a chip.
And with no clear legislation surrounding microchips, Michigan now following states like Indiana, pushing laws to protect workers from being forced to have a chip implanted in their bodies.
It's a very simple and basic and straightforward bill that prohibits employers from forcing an employee to be chipped, or microchipped as it would be called, as a condition of employment.
Saying the bill is a proactive measure as technology continues to evolve.
From being forced to take a chip. And It's also not expressly covered in our Constitution. So this is really an important measure to proactively prohibit such a practice from happening to our workers in our state.
Michigan is not alone. Other states working on similar legislation include New Jersey and Iowa, and the bill has bipartisan support. It currently sits in Senate committee. And if you have any questions regarding what we're talking about here, please contact your state representative. For now, I'm Brody Carter, Fox 17 News.